My lover's got humor.
Hey, this is Hozier and you're watching TVN.
Everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak.
There's a huge amount of references to religiosity, I'd say. In Take Me to Church, I think I was using a lot of that language as a way to use a language against itself. Sometimes a culture or an oppressive idea in culture is so pervasive and is so widespread that even expressing yourself against it or liberating yourself against that, it's so ingrained in the language and it's so ingrained in the culture that you are forced to use that language to even express yourself against it. So that was kind of the idea with that.
Amen. 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 Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife.
I didn't want to make the video about a religious organization, but the core of it is about a group of people that would undermine a very natural part about being a person, and that is what it is to love somebody. And so an organization that would undermine that and teach people to be ashamed of that part of themselves. So I wanted to make that video about a different example of that happening now somewhere else in the world. So the laws in Russia and a group of people, but then a far-right gang attacking very young, vulnerable LGBT people. Certainly my album, there's a lot of influences as well. It's not as simple as a blues album. There's some soul elements there, there's folk songs on it, and it's just my influences come from a lot of places like that and where those influences meet. I just wanted to capture, you know, those influences and how that music makes me feel. So idealism sits in prison, chivalry fell on its sword. Yeah, absolutely, especially in the face of government agendas, and it's not a political song, but certainly it's not a huge amount of room for idealism in geopolitics. But that song is actually, I wrote it with some element of humour, as if from the perspective of the devil. So I slithered here from Eden, so in being the serpent, or being Satan himself. Ask me, I should know, I guess. So. But yeah, it's taking a rather cynical look at the world.
I watched the work of my kid, bold and boyful.
Angel of Small Death in the codeine scene was an earlier song, probably just after falling out of a relationship. That song is more about trying to love somebody maybe very damaged, succumbing to certain base influences or base instincts and just trying to figure yourself out. To Be Alone is more tender, I think, and more sad. It's quite influenced a lot by Portrait of the Artist, so a lot of the album is influenced by that book.
Straight to the arms that were open, no shortage of sordid, no protest from me with her sweet and breath and her tongue so mean. She's the angel of small death and the codeine scene with her.
Foreigner's God, screaming the name of a foreigner's God, purest expression of grief. It's not foreign in a geographical sense. It would be foreign in outside of yourself. These ideas and values that are, you don't know exactly where they came from or why you inherited them or how. Some of them are exist in culture for a long, long time, but they're certainly justified by religious doctrine, or they can be bolstered by religious doctrine. So that would be the unequal treatment of women. I'm ranting. This is a long, long rant. But I think when I wrote that song originally, it was almost again there was a bit of humour to it. It didn't turn out as a humorous sounding song. But looking at the only time I say God or Jesus is when I stub my toe or something awful has happened. And how across the world a concept like God can be used to justify such terrible things, and how appropriate it is that I only ever use it as an expression of grief, and how sad that is, I suppose.